It was a bright Saturday afternoon in a small American town called Willow Creek. The park was full of kids playing, parents chatting, and the smell of grilled burgers filled the air. Among the crowd was a young girl named Lily Carter, just 14 years old. She had been in a car accident 2 years earlier, which left her using a wheelchair. Despite her disability, Lily never lost her smile or her love for the world. She loved sketching flowers and watching birds, always carrying her little notebook wherever she went. That day, Lily had rolled herself over near the lake to draw the ducks. But just behind her, 3 teenagers from her school, Brad, Mike, and Tanya, noticed her. They were known troublemakers, the kind who loved making others feel small just to feel powerful. Whispering among themselves, they started laughing and pointing at Lily. "Look at her," Brad snickered. "She thinks she's special because she's in that chair." Mike smirked. "Let's see how fast those wheels can go." Before Lily could react, Brad pushed the back of her wheelchair, sending her rolling forward down a small hill. Her sketchbook flew out of her hands, pages scattering across the ground. Lily screamed as she tried to grab the wheels, terrified she might fall. The laughter from the bullies echoed through the park. But what they didn't know, someone else was watching. Across the street, a group of bikers had just pulled into the diner parking lot. Their leather jackets bore a patch that read, "Iron Brotherhood Motorcycle Club." These weren't just any bikers. They were veterans, mechanics, and fathers who believed in protecting the weak. Their leader, a tall man named Jack Bear Thompson, saw the entire thing unfold through the diner window. His jaw tightened as he watched the girl crying while the bullies laughed. Without saying a word, Bear stood up from his seat. The sound of his heavy boots echoed as he pushed open the diner door. His brothers followed, men with tattoos, leather jackets, and hearts of gold. "Something's not right over there," Bear said, pointing toward the park. As they crossed the street, people began to notice the group of bikers heading toward the bullies. The laughter faded. Even from a distance, the bullies could feel the change in the air, a quiet tension that made their stomachs twist. Lily wiped her tears, unaware that help was on the way. She was trembling, humiliated, and trying to gather her drawings from the grass. The bullies, however, froze when they saw the line of roaring bikers approaching. One of the bikers muttered, "Those kids are about to learn a hard lesson in respect." And in that moment, the park went silent, because what happened next would become the talk of Willow Creek for years to come. To be continued. Would you like me to continue with part 2, 500 words next? Engines roared as 99 bikers from the Iron Brotherhood Motorcycle Club pulled their bikes up beside the park. The rumble was so loud that everyone turned to look. Parents froze. Kids stopped playing. The bullies' laughter disappeared instantly, replaced by the sound of fear. At the front stood Jack Bear Thompson, his black leather jacket shining under the sun. He took off his sunglasses, revealing a sharp, commanding gaze. The bullies, Brad, Mike, and Tanya, stared, speechless. Bear spoke calmly but firmly. "Was it you 3 who thought it was funny to push that girl?" Brad tried to speak, but his voice cracked. "Well, we didn't mean to." "It was just a joke." Bear's expression hardened. "You call that a joke? Making someone cry? Humiliating her in front of everyone?" Behind Bear, the rest of the bikers stood like a wall, big, silent, and intimidating. One of them, an older veteran named Tex, bent down and gently picked up Lily's sketchbook. He dusted it off and handed it back to her. "Here you go, sweetheart," he said softly. Lily's eyes filled with tears, not from fear this time, but from relief. "Thank you," she whispered. Bear knelt beside her. "You okay, kid?" She nodded slowly. I'm fine now." Then Bear stood up, turning his gaze back to the bullies. "You see this girl?" he said, his voice deep and steady. "She's stronger than any of you will ever be. You think being cruel makes you tough? Try living in her shoes for a day. That's real strength." The crowd around the park began to clap softly. Parents nodded in agreement. Even a few teenagers recording on their phones lowered their cameras, feeling ashamed. Tanya, who had stayed silent, finally spoke up. "We're sorry," she said quietly. "We shouldn't have done that." Bear crossed his arms. "Sorry's a start, but you're not leaving until you make it right." He turned to Tex. "Boys, grab some paper and pens." A few bikers went to their saddlebags and returned with art supplies, sketch pads, pencils, and markers. Bear handed them to the bullies. "You're going to help Lily finish her drawings? You'll sit with her until she smiles again. That's how you fix this." At first, the bullies looked embarrassed. But as they sat beside Lily and started drawing with her, something changed. They began talking, not in mockery, but in genuine curiosity. They listened as she explained her sketches of birds and flowers. The crowd watched in awe. One of the parents whispered, "Those bikers did more good in 10 minutes than the school has all year." When they finished, Lily smiled, a real bright smile. She turned to Bear and said, "Thank you for standing up for me." Bear smiled back. "That's what family does, kid. Doesn't matter if we just met. You're one of us now." The bikers revved their engines again, one by one, the sound echoing across the park. As they rode off, people cheered, and the bullies sat quietly, realizing they'd been changed forever. From that day on, no one in Willow Creek ever messed with Lily Carter again, because everyone knew she had 99 brothers on bikes watching over her.